local, late-breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News Night Beat. Coverage you can count on.
A state of emergency tonight as a winter storm is slamming the metro area.
Treacherous right now.
Tonight, we are with crews responding to havoc on the roads.
Snow and ice across most of the state.
And right now, Severe Weather Team 2 is tracking heavy snow and has updated models on when it will turn to ice. Good evening, I'm John Bachman.
And I'm Linda Stouffer. Here's a live look at problems from this winter storm. This is I-75 at the North Loop, where cars have been at a standstill this evening.
Tonight, all of the major metro school districts are closed, including Cobb, DeKalb, Gwinnett, Fulton, and Clayton counties. Those and the rest are running at the bottom of your screen.
Our crews are spread out all over the metro. Our team of meteorologists is tracking the snow and ice. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Glenn Burns in Severe Weather Center 2.
Indeed, we've seen snowfall amounts between 2 and 5 inches this afternoon. Across northern Georgia, we still see widespread snow. It's tapering off a little bit to the south of I-20 tonight, but I'm going to show you right now with the temperatures. 27 in Atlanta, we're 29 in Carrollton, 32 in LaGrange, 28 degrees in the Gainesville area, and I'll put on where the heaviest snow is right now. You can see a pretty good snow burst out here in northern Cobb County from Marietta over toward Roswell. It's tracking to the northeast between 10 and 15 miles per hour. Brad Nitz is on the radar right now, and we're going to track this heavy snow burst as it moves toward Norcross in just a couple of minutes from now, into Roswell in 6 minutes, over toward Greenway in 11 minutes, and should be arriving in Woodstock in 12 minutes from now. It's snowing there now, but this is a pocket of some very heavy snowfall. And then as we head over toward North DeKalb in the southern part of Gwinnett County, in and around Lilburn to Norcross, another snow burst here with very heavy snowfall moving to the northeast toward the Five Forks area, and will continue to push into Lawrenceville over the next 20 minutes or so. So Lawrenceville, expect that heavy snow burst in about 13 minutes. As we head into northwestern Georgia, more heavy snow and very heavy snow just to the southwest of Rome. That's that area of red there. It's tracking northeast as well, and we'll be arriving in Rome in 11 minutes from now. Robinson should be arriving in 12 minutes, and Rogers 13 minutes from now. So locally heavy snow in many spots across northern Georgia. We're getting brand new computer model information right now to show you how much more snow we can expect. Brad Nitz is in the command center, and Brad, with the latest computer models, how much more snow are we looking at right now with the buildup of ice as well?
Yeah, so we're talking about an additional 1 to 2 inches of snow likely across much of metro Atlanta before we see the changeover to sleet and freezing rain. Much more snow expected over parts of North Georgia from the North Metro area up into the North Georgia mountains. Here's a look at the additional snowfall accumulations that we expect. This is over and above what has already fallen. Now, Glenn showed you that band of heavy snow that is now moving just north of Atlanta, and that's going to continue to move to the north. Look what it's going to do. Dark blue, 4 inches. Purple is 5, yellow is 6, and that's most of North Georgia. The red indicates some isolated locations in the North Georgia mountains, 8 inches of snow. So that heavy band reaches the mountains and then is lifted up by the change in topography. That will help to cause even more heavy snow to fall. Now, around Atlanta and to the south, we're talking an additional 1 to 2 inches for most areas. And at the top of the show, you saw some of the closings also scrolling there at the bottom of your screen. I want to point out one new closing. That is, Atlanta public schools are also closed in addition to those other closures that you've seen. And you can get that complete list on our website at WSB-TV.com. I want to also show you this new information we have on accumulating ice. This notches it up a bit, a little ratchets it up, as we're looking at a lot of blue. That's a 1/4 inch of ice, but spots south of I-20, many locations there could see a 1/2 inch of ice accumulation once this changes over to freezing rain early on Monday and then continuing through the day. 1/4 to 1/2 inch ice accumulation, that will likely cause at least some tree limbs to fall, and once tree limbs start to go, it can take down power lines. Then power outages become a big concern, and that's something that we'll be watching really through the daytime hours on Monday, and really likely right on into Monday night. Now, Glenn and I will be back with an hour-by-hour and county-by-county forecast of what we can expect over the next 24 hours and beyond. We'll have that for you coming up in just a moment.
And our crews are checking conditions across the metro area tonight. We have video of the snow coming down in Cobb County. Our crews in the area said they could not go over 10 miles an hour. Channel 2's Erica Byfield is live at 285 and Northside Drive with what we're seeing right now.
Well, Linda, as of 9 o'clock tonight, the snow just started coming down in buckets, and it's still coming down at this hour. The side streets and roads the interstates, in fact, are just horrible to pass at this hour. The best way to describe them is to call them treacherous. Traffic crawled Sunday night along 285 North as the weather created whiteout conditions on the interstate.
Snow is horrible out here. I haven't seen anybody spun out yet, but I mean, it's slick.
Instead of taillights invading the roadways, hazard lights guided the way further north. Some drivers told us they regretted being out.
The visibility is bad and the traction is really bad.
Didn't really think it was going to start this early.
We spent the entire night in Cobb County, where we shot video as huge snowflakes fell from the sky and blanketed the streets.
It's not very pretty weather right now.
One motorist we met already made up his mind. He's working from home on Monday.
If you don't need to be out in it, don't go out in it.
Just look at all the snow here on the ground here in Cobb County. I'd say it's at least up to my ankle here. So the roads, again, are horrible. If you don't have to be out, the best advice is to not come out. We were initially trying to head up to Spaghetti Junction. We couldn't make it. We were just driving too slow. As you mentioned, Linda, we were only going about 10 miles per hour on the interstate. Reporting live in Cobb County, Erica Byfield, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
No doubt Metro Atlanta interstates are a mess tonight. Here it looks like someone abandoned a car because of all the snow. You can see a man right there walking away from the car. This is video from a DOT camera. And you can see a lot of snow on the interstate on the south side. This is I-75 and I-285. Traffic there moving, but clearly slower than normal.
All right, let's go to a live look at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where the winter storm is already having an impact. Delta Airlines canceled 330 flights tonight. It's grounded 1,400 flights Monday. AirTran canceled 14 flights today and another 270 Monday. Both airlines are allowing passengers whose flights are canceled to change them without fees. Snapped trees and falling power lines are some of the big concerns from the ice that's soon to come. We found the snow falling on lines and trees in Gwinnett County. Channel 2's Mike Pachenik spent the evening checking with power providers throughout the area. He's live in Gwinnett County, where power crews are gathering to respond. Mike.
John, when we arrived at this location about 90 minutes ago, there was no snow on the ground. Take a look at it now. I would say there's about an inch here on the ground in Norcross. You can see it piling up on our truck. And as the snow continues to fall, power crews from as far away as Wisconsin are headed to Georgia in case of massive power outages. As snow blanketed the metro Sunday night, power crews are bracing for the next phase of this winter wallop.
We are preparing for a major winter weather, snow and ice across most of the state.
Georgia Power tells us more than 4,000 power and tree crews from 10 states are converging on Georgia for what the utility fears could be widespread, prolonged outages because of ice-coated trees and power lines.
We're going to be working all night and all day tomorrow, and just be assured that if your power does go out, that we are making every effort we can to get it back on as soon as we can.
Our biggest concern is ice.
Greg Brooks works for Walton EMC, one of more than 40 electrical co-ops in the state that serve more than half the population. He says the EMCs are also prepared for the worst, also bringing in backup from unaffected areas.
We would advise people that they may want to be prepared for 3 to 4 days just in case the worst happens.
Now, within the half hour, I checked with the utilities. So far, so good. But as we mentioned, when that freezing rain comes in, then comes the ice, and the problems could surface tomorrow. The utilities are warning you, if you see power lines down in your neighborhood, don't go anywhere near them. Report them to law enforcement. We are live in Norcross in Gwinnett County. I'm Mike Pachenik, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
Tonight, the winter storm is causing dozens of traffic accidents and severe backups along the downtown connector. We want to show you a live look at the conditions. This is the connector at 10th Street, where we saw people pushing their cars just a short time ago. It took Channel 2's Tony Thomas 45 minutes to get through the traffic. He's questioned GDOT officials. He is live tonight for us in downtown Atlanta. Tony.
And right now, GDOT officials are saying it's all those accidents and stalls that are causing the biggest problems. They say because of the snow that's packed on the roads, they now are not able to get their snow plows, their spreaders through all these traffic jams to get to the spots that are needed. They're asking people to stay off the road. You mentioned our trip down the downtown connector. Here's video of that. We saw cars spinning out in front of us. Others just got out, as you said, people walking down the middle of the connector, fire crews trying to get through to get to some of these wrecks, just unable to because of all the problem. It came on like that In fairness, we did see salt sand crews out a couple of hours before this storm even hit, trying to hit some of the bridges. But when this snow hit some of the streets, that caused some big problems. We are downtown here because the mayor just wrapped up a press conference where he told us he's begging everybody, stay off the roads. He says it's going to take quite some time. He says they have at least 11 snowplows out on the streets right now. Everything is in full force. As for the airport, he says only 2 runways, 2 of the 5 are open right now. He says the airlines have just told him they are dropping down at least 60% capacity to help out. But he says the airport's going to be a problem for the next short while. Live downtown, Tony Thomas, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
And this just into us, the Paulding County Sheriff's Office tells us all roads in the county are now considered impassable. Again, Paulding County, they consider all the roads there impassable. Deputies have responded to crashes and some drivers are getting stranded right now. And we invite you to go to WSB-TV.com for a complete list of closings. You can check out live radar and look at a slideshow of our viewers' snow pictures. And you can share your weather photos and videos with us by sending them to PIX, that's P-I-X, at WSB-TV.com.
Glenn Burns here with Brad Nitz as we're tracking a band of very heavy snow that runs from Rome through Alpharetta over toward the Lawrenceville area. We'll be tracking that. I'll show you where it's headed, how much more snow and ice you can expect through the night and tomorrow coming up next.
As we've been telling you, the roads are a major mess. This is a look now, live look at I-75 and 285. We will keep you updated on the conditions.
Plus, the winter storm is forcing major changes to the events planned for Governor-elect Nathan Deal's inauguration.
And we will take you to one of the areas that saw the winter storm as it first started moving in this evening. The conditions there tonight after hours of wintry weather. Next, live.